Hey everybody, welcome. This is a new platform that I'm using. It's called eCam, and I am looking forward to learning how to use it. You can see I have this cool, I have to learn how to point, this cool logo right over here. And I'm going to be coming to you today with some kind of like reflections, year in review, and also some announcements for this group. So I'm going to take a moment here to see if people are notified and then just to check in on the group since this is my first time using this. And I know that you all will be tuning in and watching the replay. So I also know that that will be available. Oh, I deleted the Facebook app off of my phone. Let me add that on a minute and then we'll get started. And that's part of my announcement. You will see. You will see in here. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and start chatting and moving forward. And I first want to say it's really ironic for the Facebook app. It's got 1.2 million downloads and it has 2 stars as a review. And I'm going to get into this. I'm going to talk about this a little bit more. But I think there's a reason why Facebook is rated as 2 stars. And it's ironic because I'm on here streaming through this platform to talk to you about Facebook and to talk to you about some decisions that I've made in my life that are in alignment with my values. And I'll be curious to hear from you on what's important to you in your life and your values. Okay, cool. So I can see myself streaming. Ooh, it looks so pretty. Yeah, it looks really awesome. Okay. So, first of all, I want to send out a big thank you to everybody who's been in this group, been in this community, who's in my circle, who's in my life and who has followed me for this past year and even beyond that and before that. So, I want to give much gratitude and thank you. I've been offline, detached for the past 2 weeks because I went to Tony Robbins down in Florida, Unleash the Power Within, and I will be recording some podcast episodes to talk about that experience. But what happened when I came back from that experience was I lost my voice. And I lost my voice, and then that throat irritation caused a cough. So I essentially couldn't really show up on camera or use my voice for about 10 days. My voice came back early this week, so I was able to take client calls this week, but I was really resting and taking care of myself for that time. Now, I would love for you to play along with me and do this with me and actually type up in the comments too, because I want to see how the comments work here on this new platform. But I am curious as you're reflecting upon the year, and let me just make sure that my do not disturb is on because my husband's trying to call me right now. I want you to reflect, like, go back and reflect upon the year of 2021. What have you achieved? What have you learned? What challenges were there for you? I went back and kind of just reflected in my mind about January, February, March, the whole way through the entire year. And I'll be honest, this was more of a challenging year for me than 2020. It's ironic in a way, but I definitely went through a lot of personal, emotional, shadow work. A lot of things came up for me during this year. Now, on the flip side, I also had some really great wins and some successes and some up levelments that I'm really proud of. So I'll share those here. And I want to invite you, if you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, to type in what you've learned, what you've achieved, what you've grown at for this past year. I think what's common with a lot of my clients and just in general, especially people who are perfectionists and high achievers, we don't take time to really recognize the things that we've achieved, the things that we've done. And I have found one of the biggest breakthroughs that you can have as a perfectionist, as a high achiever, is to celebrate and really take a moment to realize what you've created and to realize the progress that you've made. And so I sat with us that a little bit this morning as I did my morning routine. And here are 3 things that happened for me that were big moves in my business and as a thought leader and as a coach and a speaker. So I'm going to share those here with you. And then also, I want you to realize the things I'm not counting or that I'm not sharing are those relationship breakthroughs on those personal times when I was just so in my head about something, or I was so emotional or triggered about something. And I was able to coach myself through it, or I was able to get support through my multiple coaching modalities, right? I'm part of several different support groups in terms of spirituality, in terms of business coaching. So I really was able to get raw and real with myself and to work through a lot of things. And I always know, just like all my clients, we're always going to have more work. The work will never be done. And something that was channeled to me was, let's play with this instead of feeling like it's always work. Let's look at it as an opportunity to grow. Let's look at it as, even when it's painful, even when it's challenging, look at it as a blessing because we're learning and growing from it. For some reason my nose is running, so I'm gonna just grab that. All right, so here are the 3 things for me that I am celebrating. Number 1, I became a government contractor for the United States military this summer, and I delivered resiliency trainings for the U.S. Special Forces spouses. That was something that was not on my radar, but speaking has always been something that I've wanted to do, and I put it on my vision board last year in August of 2020, and that came true, and that is a door that's been opened for me that I'm really looking forward to pursuing and being available for more in the future. And that was here locally in Fayetteville, North Carolina. But with that, there's also opportunity to travel to other bases across the world and deliver resiliency training. Number 2, I became a certified intuitive reader. So you may have known that I have been in psychic school or intuitive school for the past year. I started in October of 2020, and I continued to progress with my spiritual teachers and to allow more of the energy, more of the intuitive side of me to be expressed. And so that has really grown me as a person. You may have seen me show up differently. And that's also leading into some of these changes that I'm making, that I'm announcing here, because I really want to be aligned with how I'm showing up, with where I'm showing up, and I want it to be aligned with my values. And then number 3, as you have seen, I became a published author this year. I'm actually going to pop a copy of my book up here and let you know that you can actually see that. You can actually go over and grab that book on Amazon. It's called It's Happy Now by Cami Kennedy, and it is the happiness handbook for high achievers. So you can get that in the ebook version, and you can also get that in the print version now. And I believe I will be doing a hard copy version, which will have a cool different cover, and it will be kind of very very elegant, I would say, like very elegant hardcover, really pretty. And then I also plan to put it on Audible, so that will be coming down the line. Those are my things that I'm celebrating, and I'm curious, what are you celebrating? Type that in the chat once you catch this replay and once you see this video. Okay, now let me go into the topic that I have for today, and it is December detox, okay? So I often really get into a reflective period in December, and maybe some of you do too. Maybe some of you do it in January, maybe some of you do it at the end of the year, but for me, basically the beginning of every December kind of sparks an opportunity for me to start thinking about where I've gone, where I'm going, what I want to set intentions for in 2022, what I want to look back on for the things I've created, and really how I want to move forward intentionally. And something that's been coming up for me a lot lately is inundation of anxiety producing notifications every time I log onto Facebook. And I was noticing in my energy, I was noticing energetic cords being put everywhere. And I was just noticing my energy being drained, me looking at all these other places instead of focusing on my work in this world. And I made a decision. And that decision is that I am not going to be on the Facebook feed in December. And this goes right along with my value of disimplicity. And that is the combination of discipline and simplicity. Discipline and simplicity. So what does that mean? It means, how can I create simplicity for myself, simplicity for my household, simplicity for my clients? A confused mind does nothing. And a confused mind that's cluttered and that's dragged all over the place is in a constant state of diminished energy. Where focus goes, energy flows. And I noticed my energy was flowing all types of ways all over Facebook with all of the notifications. And I also know, if you've watched The Social Dilemma, you know that that is what it's designed to do. It is designed to be addictive. It is designed to keep you on there. It is designed to keep you scrolling. And it is designed to keep your attention. And so what I have decided is this platform is no longer in alignment for me in this season. Maybe I'll come back on it, but I really want to commit to at least December, meaning I'm not going to be on the profile feed. And then what I'm also going to do is archive this group. Now, archiving this group, the Powerful Potential group, means that you can no longer comment, right? So there's no more comments that will be allowed. Now, since I'm doing a live video today, and since I'll be sending this out via email format as well, I'll probably leave this group up for maybe another week just to allow people to see it and to comment and to let me know what you think of this announcement and to also answer any of your questions, because obviously I want to stay connected. And let me actually show you how to stay connected if you're like panicking, right? If you're panicking right now, like, oh my gosh, she's telling me I can't be around her anymore. Here is how to stay connected with me. Head over to my email list, cammykennedy.com/perfect. That's one of my freebies. That's my download for a perfectionism meditation and then also a journal. But here is how I'm going to be communicating with people. And I've always had my email list, but I've been in different directions and different modalities. And I just realized for me personally, I feel the most connected with the people that I follow when I'm on their email list, because I know the first thing, I get their emails several times a week. I know what's going on in their life. I know what they're offering. I know how to work with them. And it's so clear and it's so easy. Now, that being said, you probably need to declutter your inbox. I also need to declutter my inbox. So this is a good time of year to think about unsubscribing from some of those emails, maybe the sales emails, maybe I get sales and I get texts from all these things I subscribe to. So I'm going to put my assistant on decluttering my email inbox. And that might be something that you want to do as well and get really intentional with who you are connecting with. So that's why I'm calling this December detox. I'm going to declutter and redefine. What does that mean? I used to think I needed to be everywhere all the time, all the things, all the platforms. And I thought that was the way to connect with people. That was the way to create impact. And what I found is that's not the way for me personally at this time. Where I have found the deepest connections with people is through the platform called Insight Timer. And if you are not familiar with it, I'm going to pop it up here right now. I did not make this. Insight Timer is an app, and you can find me on there at insighttimer.com, Cami Kennedy. Let me just type this up here now. Okay. So that is how you can connect with me directly on Insight Timer. The reason why I feel that this is so important and so valuable for connection is one of my values. Simplicity is one of my values as well. Showing up is one of my values. And I realized that because I was everywhere all the time, I wasn't able to show up fully. And I found the platform Insight Timer to allow me to show up fully. And I noticed that people also show up fully there, the way that it's structured. There's no distractions. And I also am in alignment with their vision and their mission for what they're doing for people. They want to bring people into health and wholeness and oneness and unity and love and consciousness. And I don't feel that that's what's going on the Facebook platform at this time. So I'm going in the direction of what feels aligned for me. I'm inviting you to come along. It's free. There is a paid version as well if you want to get some of the courses and some of the content, but you can use the platform for free. And it's highly useful, highly beneficial. And I have now been meditating for over 1,000 days on this platform for the past 4 years. So that is where you can find me. And then just to keep track of my events over on Insight Timer, again, you're going to want to be on my email list because I have my assistant send out an email every time I'm on Insight Timer with the direct link so you can head over and join me. And I do trainings, I do intuitive readings, I do meditations. So you're going to get so much more value and you're going to be laser focused by being able to sit with me and actually practice presence. Whereas I've seen on Facebook, the attention isn't there, right? People will hop in, right? Like right now, you guys probably aren't even seeing this video because the algorithm doesn't push these types of long form videos anymore. And I know that what I have to offer is so valuable. I know that a lot of my free trainings and coaching that are in this group that I have right now are highly valuable. And I know that people would pay for them. But what's happening right now is they're just not being seen. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to move all of the content. Well, my assistant is going to move all of the content from this Facebook group onto YouTube so everyone can freely see it and freely access it. Okay? All right. Let me see what else I want to talk about here. Yeah, so declutter and redefine. And for me, redefining is redefining what success means for me and what success means for my clients, for my potential clients. And what I believe to be true is deeper connection, more intention, more simplicity allows people to connect deeper. And so I'm redefining that for myself. And I'll tell you, I went through a couple moments of, oh my gosh, what am I going to be missing out on if I'm not on Facebook? And like, people are, how are they going to know about me? Like that whole thing. And what I realized was my people, you who are actually watching this video or watching the replay, you'll find me, you'll connect with me. And some people will fall away and some people were just with me for a season, and that's also okay. I always believe that when the student is ready, the teacher shows up. So maybe in this season, I've been your teacher. Maybe in the past, I was your teacher and you've moved on to another teacher, and that's also okay. So I'm getting a little emotional here. And the reason why is because I think we hold on to things. I think we hold on to things for so long, longer than are good for us. So I also would like to invite you. What are you going to declutter? What are you going to redefine? Are things that you've been showing up for this year that are really not in alignment for you anymore? Are there groups of people that you're hanging out with that just aren't a good fit anymore? And I also want you to see that when you're detoxing, detaching, letting go of something, it's not to say the people are bad. It's not to say the job is not as bad. It's just simply saying I've grown. It's just like we go to kindergarten and we don't get to stay in kindergarten for the rest of our life. Like at some point we graduate. We go to first grade, we go to grade school, and then we go to middle school, then we go to high school, right? That we don't get to stay in that season. So although we may have loved first grade and kindergarten and we can look back on it fondly, it doesn't mean that it was wrong that we're moving forward. It doesn't mean that it was bad. They didn't give us what we needed, or they're not good people, those first grade teachers or the first graders. It just simply means that we're moving on and we're moving more in alignment with our values and our vision. So I know that this is for you because I know at the end of the year, a lot of times people will just look at what we need to get rid of, what we might need to declutter, and then set the intention for moving forward on what do I want to add more of? What do I want to add more of by releasing some of this other stuff? So I also want to let you know that. Okay, so let me wrap this up and finish this. I want to keep it about 20 minutes and just talk to you about how we can stay connected moving forward. And I'm learning how to use this platform and I'm loving this platform. I just made an investment. You guys, I just made 2 investments actually. 3 investments? I don't know. I've invested a lot. I've invested a lot. And what I always say every single time I invest is, here we go. This is the one. What I always say every single time I invest is, I always 10x my investments. So I've invested in this eCam platform. It's amazing. I'm excited for something new. I'm excited for this interactive ability to put things up on the screen. So you're going to see me doing a lot more of this over on YouTube. And then that way it's easily accessible. And then I'll also be putting it in a platform called Member Vault that will be free, but it will be a way for you to get this content without having to go into the deep dark realm of Facebook. So I'm just going to put it out there and say, if you're coming with me, and you want to access this content and you want to continue to get free value, come on with me, get on my email list to make sure you get all of these updates. Also, I will be on social media. I'm not leaving social media. I'm just going to some platforms that feel more aligned. So I will be on Instagram. If you're not following me over there, please give me a follow at Cami Kennedy. Send me a DM. Like, let me know if you watch this and you're like, yes, I want to just keep it simple and I want to connect. Come over and follow me on YouTube. I'm really going to be, let me go back to Instagram for a minute. I invested in an Instagram program just to teach me more about strategies for Instagram and creating really great content based on what you guys want to see. So what'll be valuable for me is if you come over to Instagram, you send me a DM and you're just like, hey, I really want meditations. I really want more trainings on this. I really want intuitive readings. Like, let me know what it is that you want to see so I can start to curate that content and add value to you in that way. And then those things, a lot of those things will go up on YouTube as well. And then we already talked about Insight Timer. Insight Timer, unfortunately, or fortunately, depends on how you look at it, Insight Timer does not record my lives, meaning once we're live, it just goes away. The fortunate part about that is it makes you want to show up and be present because I'm doing live intuitive trainings and readings and people are crying and getting emotional and they're sharing parts of themselves and their stories and their challenges. And to me, that is, Insight Timer has cultivated such a beautiful space for us to do that. Whereas I think some of these other platforms are forcing us to be fake in order to get likes, in order to get comments, in order to get engagement. And I just do not want to play that game anymore. I've been playing that game. I'll be honest. I've been playing that game and I don't want to play that game anymore. So that's why I'm going to be on Instagram, YouTube, and Insight Timer. And then I also want to just remind you of something. I do have a program and I launched it. When did I launch it? I actually forget exactly when I launched it or when I opened it up. But this program is called Sovereign Success Academy. So I'm just going to pop this in here. Pop it right over this. It's called Sovereign Success Academy. And I want to tell you a little bit about that and then also give you some updates on coaching with me and working with me in the future going into 2022. So Sovereign Success Academy is my new program, and it's like a revamp of every program that I've done for the past 5 years. And I've done a lot of different programs. I've done programs on money, manifesting. I've done it on self-worth and self-love. I've done it on taking action and actually getting into the energy of. I've done intuitive trainings, teaching people how to open up their intuition. I've taught about perfectionism, procrastination, how to overcome those things. And what this program is a culmination and a gathering together of all the teachings and trainings that I've always done. And it's simplified in a way that allows you to redefine your version of success. So what that means is it's 6 steps, it's 6 processes, and I'm actually going through these on my podcast right now. So you can actually dive into, okay, what am I going to learn in each of these modules? But it's essentially starting with the foundation of whose version of success have I been living? And if you bought my book and you have looked at my book at all, It's Happy Now, it talks about those actual solutions. Those solutions to perfectionism, to people pleasing, to procrastinating is redefining your version of success. That means figuring out what your vision is. And some of you are saying, I don't even know what I want, where I want to go. All of that will be taken care of inside the group. We're going to create space and a container so you can get clear on where you want to go and what success looks like. Because most of us, I did this for 20 years, most of us are following somebody else's formula. Go to school, get good grades in high school so that you can get accepted into college, so that you can get good grades in college, get on the dean's list, graduate with honors so that you can be in debt, so you can get a good job, so that you can pay off your debt, so that you can get married, so you can have kids, so you can buy a house. And that's kind of the formula, at least here in the United States. And I know other countries have similar or different formulas, but the point is you're following somebody else's formula. And anytime we're following somebody else's formula, we are not sovereign. Sovereignty means we are one, we are united, we are whole, we are the king or the queen or the emperor of our life. That means we define what success means to us, and it's based on our vision and our values. So that's the first piece. Then we get into worthiness. Why do we think we can't have this? Why do we think we need to keep working so hard? Why do we think that we need to do it a certain way? And we start to unravel all of these worthiness issues. And then we move into the areas of actually identity. Who are you becoming? Who do you want to be? What it is that you want to create? And then we work into the structures. The structures are the tangibles, taking action as this version of yourself. And it may be very different from the version that you're playing a part in right now, that you're in the movie of your life, but you're playing a part. You're playing a role. And what we want to do is really get into alignment with the role that you're playing and have it be the real you. Wouldn't it be easier to just be the real you versus playing a role of you or a version of you? So we want to get into that. And the way that this is delivered is going to be on this membership portal platform called Member Vault. It's really cool. It's really fun. I've bought a lot of courses on it. I find it very intuitive, very easy. And the value of this is you can go back, revisit the modules at any time. You don't need to be live. You can be in any part of the world and you can access these modules. The other thing that's really valuable is we have live coaching calls. So you are going to get live coaching every single month in real time, and those recordings will also go up in the portal. So you can come on and get coached live, and or you can just go back and listen to the past recordings and get really great value from other people being coached. This is one of the most valuable things that I've seen in the courses that I've been in, is that live coaching component and listening to someone else and kind of observing and watching and realizing, oh, I'm going through that too, and start to get those takeaways for yourself in your life. Excuse me. This is my first time back on a longer video on a live after my voice was gone. Okay. And then here's the other thing. If you're watching this in real time, this is December 1st of 2021. And here's what I've done. I've created an extended payment plan for this program. So if you're watching this in real time, there is a payment plan available. And the way to get access to that payment plan is going to be going to the website. Give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, I want to hide that. Perfect. And then now I want to share my screen. Okay, guys. Sharing my screen, I think, is here. Yes. Look at that, you guys, I did it. All right, so I'm going to get rid of this book. And I'm going to put this screen, make it a little larger. And I'm basically going to put it, I'm just going to put it over here. All right, so here is, I'm trying, you guys. This is great. There we go. Here is the website. Obviously, you can't see it really big, but I'm going to scroll through it here. This is the sales page. This is the enrollment page. And this is showing you everything that you get with it. All right, so I kind of talked about redefining success. Here's what you get. You're going to get these 6 modules: vision, values, spirituality, structures, belief, boundaries. And this is going to show you the current available payment plans. So you can go ahead and just click on Go Monthly. And the price I have right now is $239 a month, which is highly accessible. And you're getting access to lifetime access to the course and any future updates, live monthly coaching, community chat. So we will have a community chat outside of Facebook. So just let you know, I am researching exactly which platform we're going to use. Excuse me. But we will have a community chat, personalized coaching, additional audios, videos, PDFs, and guest speakers. So you can click Go Monthly. It's going to just tell you, hey, enter your information right now, and then you'll get an email and you will be signed up. This extended payment plan is good through December 31st of 2021. I'm not going to do this payment plan very often. It may come back in the future, but I'm keeping it limited to just once or twice a year, just because of simplicity on my end on keeping track of a large number of payments. I want to make sure that we have them all enrolled at a similar time. So that's just the back end story for you all. Here's the pay in full price. So you get everything in the pay in full, plus you are going to get bonuses. 3 30-minute one-on-one coaching calls with me. This promotion is good for the month of December of 2021, and we will do your calls probably January and February. If you want to do one in December, I'm available for that as well. If you want to get started in December, I'm available for that as well. Also going to get a special welcome package sent right to your house, like a physical welcome package with a special note from me sent right to your house as a kind of like a little Christmas gift. And then you're going to get bonus access to 3 of my courses that I've taught before, which is Manifest Abundance Now, which is all about manifestation. Your Self-Love Perfectionist Project, which is about worthiness, self-worth. And then you're also going to get the Wellness Within. That is my health and wellness, and I call it integrated wellness. So it's not just the physical, it's also the nutrition, but it's also the spiritual, and it's also the energetic component. And so all of that is basically an additional $2,200 in value that you will get for paying in full. All right. This kind of talks about who this is for, who this is not for. It's for your high achievers, people pleasers, perfectionists. It's also for the spiritual people. I've worked with a lot of spiritual clients that have the spirituality thing down. They're meditating every day. They're connected to spirit. They're journaling. They have so many ideas, but they're having a challenge with imposter syndrome. They're having a challenge with taking action. So what I do with them is I help them set up a structure to take consistent action. And then my high achievers, my people pleasers, and perfectionists, we help you to relax and to create more ease and space in your life, because usually you're doing all the things, but you're not actually achieving those things. If you want to check out the FAQs are also at the bottom. All right, let me also share with you, let's say you're curious. I also do one-on-one, so I want to talk about that for a minute, because sometimes people are confused. How do I work with you? What's the best way to work with you? I will say this. If it's your first time coaching, you may want to do group. Group is valuable because you see other people's perspectives, and it's a way to get coaching at a lower price point. However, I have some people who are first time as hiring their life coach, and they want one-on-one, and they want privacy, and they want to make sure that they're getting everything tailored specifically for them. So if that's you, you may want to do one-on-one coaching. Now, here's the cool thing. You don't have to choose. If you become a one-on-one client, you're automatically going to get access to Sovereign Success Academy. Okay, you're going to get access. So if you become a one-on-one client, you're going to get access to that community. You can go through all those modules on your own time, in addition to getting one-on-one coaching. All right. If you're curious and you're just like, I don't know, I still want to know more, and I'm not sure exactly which one, you're going to head over to camikennedy.com/call, and you will book a consult. It's a free consult. It's 60 minutes, and we will go through what every single area of your life, what things you want to improve on, what things you want to change, how can we make those improvements, and then we're going to come up with a solution. I'll provide that solution for you. This is what I see the challenges. This is what I see the opportunities are. I'm going to help you to get into that vision of really realizing what your life could be, and then I'll walk you through the process of what that looks like when we work one-on-one together. So regardless of whether you do one-on-one or whether you do group, book a consult if you're seeking clarity. You're going to have clarity by the end of that call on exactly what you want to do, and then you know exactly how to move forward. So that is my call to action for you today. And let me just see if I can get back to my screen. And this has been a fun experience. Okay, so I'm going to hide my screen share. Beautiful. And I'm going to hide. I'm going to hide one of these. I think this, there we go. That's the one I wanted to hide. All right. My nose is running. My voice is kind of getting a little hoarse. So I'm just going to remind you. The next step for you, if you're watching this or you're watching the replay, is to make sure that you're on my email list, because all of these updates, all of these offerings are going to come to you via email. That's the way for you to be simple, to know how to connect with me, and to know how to get involved with any of these programs and with all of the free stuff that I do, which includes my podcast, which includes YouTube videos, which includes Insight Timer, So I'm going to leave it at this. And I'm also going to say, if you are feeling like you're overwhelmed with being on any of these social media platforms, I'm just going to invite you to detox. Whatever that looks like for you, go within, understand what that means for you, and make a commitment for yourself on what you're going to do moving forward, just to simplify and to create more ease and to really be taking in those things that are creating flow in your life and love and abundance and presence. That's what I want for you. So without further ado, I'm going to go take care of my voice, get some tea, and I look forward to connecting with you on Instagram and also seeing you on my email list. Bye.